what's going on, everybody? So, I got the review for you guys. And if I haven't said it already, I'll probably said it in my SmackDown video. Merry Christmas. But I got for you the Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom review. So, these are my Christmas presents to you guys, by the way. But this was an okay movie. I had a good time watching it. It's set several years after the events of Aquaman. I obviously, if you've seen the movie, it's set. You know that it's also set after the events of the Justice League, and I don't know how it's going. What they said, they did say like it was. I don't know if this was official, but they did say something about like the Flash movie went along with the Joss Whedon version of the Justice League movie. So this might be like going along kind of with the Joss Whedon version too. I don't know, but this is set several years after the events of the Justice League and Aquaman. We find Arthur now has a family. He's married Mira, and they have a son, Arthur Jr. Well, before I get any further, Amber Heard. Let's talk about her. Now there was rumors that due to her allegations and ongoing trial with Johnny Depp, that when it was found out that she basically lied on the poor man, that she was going to be as much as possible cut from the movie, and given the fact that we know that she was originally heard that she was going to be in the movie a lot, you could obviously tell they did cut what they could. They cut what they could, but she's not like completely gone from the movie. She's in there a lot more than you think she is, but there are parts where you know she probably could have been in there, but obviously for backlash reasons they cut her. They did. The rumors it were true that they did significantly reduce her screen time in there, but it wasn't like major. It was like she was in there enough to where it was like whatever. But that aside, I just wanted to say that going into this, if you haven't seen it yet, yes, Amber Heard is still in the movie and she's in it enough. She does have speaking lines. She does, get to interact and talk, but it's not a lot. You could tell they cut stuff. When you watch it, you're gonna see I see what LilBigMan means. They cut some stuff. But now that's out of the way. We find Arthur as the king of Atlantis, dealing with politics, dealing with different stuff that he was portrayed in both the first movie and this one. He normally wouldn't deal with. He didn't know he was going to have to deal with. Him being king is explored in the movie, which is also a nice little character development thing for him. That they explored whether or not he wanted to be king. But that the conflict of the movie is that Black Manta wants revenge, and he still wants revenge for Arthur killing his father. So he come across an ancient artifact. Ancient artifact. I won't tell you what it is, but he comes across this ancient, powerful Atlantean artifact. He come across this lost kingdom, this kingdom that's which is even a myth to the Atlanteans themselves. So but Black Manta is the one to discover that this is not so much of a myth, and there's a reason why it's a myth, and they tell you that in the movie. But it's what he does, is what he learns from this mystical item and the person who used to wield it, and what he learns sets the world on a crash course to extinction, because it's a certain chemical, a certain substance that he is told that he needs to get this particular Lost Kingdom's army, and it basically set the world on extinction because it raises the conditions, stuff starts to melt. In other words, global warming. The movie, the movie, what the main bad guys do is basically cause global warming. So I felt like that was a little on the nose. I'm gonna get to that in a minute, but yeah. Then you got your action-packed adventure because it's Black Manta. Orm is brought back into it. He's needed to find and stop Black Manta, and two brothers go on an adventure to stop the bad guy and bond. Blah 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 blah. So for me, this was a pretty okay movie. It wasn't the best. It definitely could have been better. There was stuff that I didn't like about it. Like, for one, my first negative is that it's weird because it's a negative and it's a positive. I like the comedy. I like the lightheartedness to Arthur. So that's the part I do like. But the reason why it's also a negative is because there was a little bit just too much of it. I would have liked to see a more serious Arthur Curry, because given the situation, it was like, dude, the world's basically ending, and you got time to crack jokes and make light of the situation. And it is a scene where there's a scene where he talks about why he's so being so comedic. And there's also a Naruto reference in there. You know when I see it. When I see it. You know when you see it. But yeah, I like the fact that it was a lot of jokes to where it was like, okay, this is a little over excessive. It's like it's almost like they purposely wanted too many jokes. I don't know. It was just too many jokes, and I didn't like that. I liked the jokes, and some of them was cool and stuff, but I just felt like it was just too many, so that's a negative for me. The pacing seemed a little off, so that was another negative. Just a little bit off of a pacing. It felt like it was just a little bit rushed, but I think that's due to the fact that we had scenes cut because of Amber Heard. Because I believe if they ain't had to cut scenes with Amber Heard, the pacing would have been a little bit more better. The acting was good. The visuals was good. With Aquaman, you're gonna get good visuals. Aquaman didn't use his powers that much, and hopefully in the new DCU that they explore this. But the Trident also supposed to have electrical powers. Other than most of the powers they displayed for Aquaman was just his super strength, but they didn't show his super strength, his super agility, or as you could say, because on and off the land, on land and in water, because they major powers that they could swim at super speeds in water, but he has more abilities than that. You did get to see him being able to communicate with the animals, but it was only one time for real, not a lot, or maybe it was twice, but that was another negative for me, that we didn't get to see his powers that much, and we didn't get to see his most important one, his electrical base when using the Trident. I liked the villains. The villains were good. The villains was okay. Black Manta and this mysterious other villain that I won't say who it is. But I like them for the most part. But the one thing I will say that's a negative is that Black Manta felt, even though they made him like this menacing threat, it was also hampered with the fact that he seemed like it was an afterthought. It seemed like this mysterious villain was more the villain than Black Manta was. Black Manta for the majority of the movie up until almost the ending scenes, was doing most of the legwork, and then the ending scenes get this mysterious other villain who was basically lackluster. He was more. The reason why I say he was good is because he was more so. He was good in a way how his presence was felt throughout the movie, but in terms of when he finally made his grand appearance, it was just like, eh. Overall, the movie, I enjoyed it. I'm going to give it a. I was teetering between a 5.5 or a solid 6, but I'm going to give it a solid 6 out of 10. Big up, just because it was decent. I ain't going. It was an above average movie. I can see how but I can see how some people say, "Nah, that was definitely a 5 or a 4 or a 3," and you would have no complaints out of me. You would have no complaints because I could tell this movie could have been way better. If you ask me, I could do a whole video and tell you how better I could make, how I could have made that, how better I could have made that. But that's another video for another day. But you let me know in the comments down below what you thought, and if you enjoyed my review of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, you let me know in the comments down below also about your thoughts of the movie without spoiling on it. But also, if you enjoyed my review video so much you want to see more, bam, right here for all of my movie reviews or just reviews in general. And if you want to support the channel because you love the video so much, all you gotta do is hit those buttons because it helps the channel grow. Everything you do helps the channel because we are slowly but surely growing. I want to, as a Christmas present to myself, I want to celebrate the fact that I'm on a steady increase of subscribers. So that's a win. It's a small victory, not the big one, but it's a small one. And as always, hitting on these videos for more of my amazing content, but don't go anywhere because I got another review for you guys. So peace.